Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. So, when we're talking about the WNBA CBA, there's a lot of factors in it. What I have heard from another channel that the CBA has a loophole. And that loophole is that now that they can add, if there was the lockout, they can add players. And only because of them adding players is because the body of the league. The league is only, 12, 13 teams? And they're, 156, 155, something like that, players. Versus NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, hockey, whatever. When they have multiple teams, and if they had a lockout, they couldn't add players because there was enough players. For the WNBA, if they have a lockout, there are enough players. The simple fact that you have players overseas, you have players that drafted, you have first round talent that didn't never get drafted in the league and sat on the bench and got cut, and they could fill them spots. Now, with that being said, is that Napheesa, Kelsey Plum, all of these women that's on the WNBA PA think they have leverage. What kind of leverage do they really have? Now, all they've been doing is coming out and say, we want more money. Pay us what we deserve. So why would they pay y'all what they deserve when the league continues to be owing the NBA? Now, granted, there are 6 teams in the WNBA that are not owned by the NBA. And if I roll them off correctly, let me see. The Seattle Storm, the Connecticut Sun, the Dallas Wings, the Atlanta Dream, it's 2 more, and I can't think of it right now, but there are 6 teams that's now owned. So if you think about this, the NBA is partnered with the rest, the other 7 teams. So therefore, they funded them teams. So now if them teams make enough money, could they separate themselves? Could the league eventually separate themselves from the NBA and create their own league? Now, the 6 teams the 4 out of the 6 teams that I mentioned possibly could do that if things get really sticky, and because those teams been paying for all of their stuff. That's why you see players keep talking about facilities and having better facilities, because you got independent teams that, like the Connecticut Sun, that probably has not invested in facilities yet because they're paying for everything, and there's a lot that goes into it. They're not funded by an NBA team. You know what I'm saying? Say if Connecticut was partnered with the Boston Celtics, then it would be a different take. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I always try to bring facts and stats into the situation, because these ladies think that they have leverage to garner their CBA to pay them more money. They want to get paid on the same equal playing field as the NBA players. That's not going to happen. Now, there will be agreement where you could get some of these amenities that you want, or an increase in pay, but you're not going to get the pay that you think. And if you think Unrivaled is going to be a catalyst for the NBA to push, then that's it. So before I even get too deep into this situation, because there's a lot to cover here, and I really want to break this down for y'all, because a lot of people really don't understand how the CBA works, and they don't understand when Natasha Clouds, the Nneka, the Napheesa Collier, all of them go out there and talking about, well, they're excited about the CBA, because if you really think that y'all gonna sit out and you think a lot of these other players was gonna join you, then you got another thing coming. But here's a clip of, okay, I think it is What Now podcast. She was talking to Napheesa Collier, and she was describing what she felt like this upcoming season. Take a listen.
There's been a lot of conversation here lately about a potential walkout. What are your thoughts on that? Because I feel like everything's on the table when it comes to the CBA, but specifically with that, people have been talking a lot about it. So what are your thoughts?
And it's something that we're talking about internally, like to, be prepared for. Of course, no one wants that situation to happen, but I do feel like there's some topics that we have in mind that, we have to stand strong in what we believe in too. We have to stand up for what we feel is right and what we feel we deserve. And so while we don't want that situation to happen, of course, I think we're prepared for any possibility right now.
All right, so that's part one. And there's another part to it that I couldn't find a clip for. And she was talking about that she was excited for the CBA. The thing about this is that the fact of the matter is none of this wouldn't have been possible without Caitlin Clark. And without Caitlin Clark, you wouldn't even been in the position. You probably wouldn't even get half of the 2.1 million that was there. You probably would have got like 400 was 2.2 billion, I think. But you wouldn't even get close to that. The fact of the matter is that you counting money that you didn't really put in. If you think about this, Diana Taurasi been playing 20 years in the league. And the league has not backed her, pushed her. She was one of the faces of the league, has not did anything. DeWanna Bonner been in the league 17 years. Hasn't did anything. I think, Nneka been in there longer? Well, Tina Charles been in there long too. They haven't did anything. The growth of the WNBA has not really moved like it's supposed to. And the viewership slowly grind. If you look at Unrivaled, the viewership is bad. For them to get a second season, good luck to that. I don't even know how that came, because honestly, though, I don't even cover Unrivaled, to be honest with you. I watch the games. I don't even try to make too much content on it, because it's not worth my time. To be honest with you, it's not worth my time. The only reason why I watch it is because I want to see Aaliyah Boston. I want to see before Katie Lou got traded. I want to see Katie Lou. I want to see Lexi Hall. I do like some of the players on there, you know what I'm saying? But unless that, I'm not even wasting video content trying to cover what Angel Reese doing, what they doing. I might take snippets here and there and use it for a short. That's it. That's the only thing. But just to see how, like I'm doing now, doing a whole full content on this, nah, bro. I ain't about to do that. It's just not, it's not worth my time, and just think that they did all of this. Yeah, they paying these players money. But let me ask you a question. If y'all did have a walkout or lockout, sit out, whatever we'll call a dance off, whatever you want to call it, how far do you think that's going to go? See, Nneka has to be smart. She's going to go in there thinking she's big and bad, and she's going to try to have this attitude with these owners or these board people, and they're going to shut her down because they're going to look at her like she's crazy. Napheesa ain't going to really talk that much. She going to say something, but she ain't going to really talk. Kelsey Plum ain't going to say too much. Nneka probably going to be the one doing most of the talking. I said this before because Caitlin Clark was on that meeting a week ago, and I did a video on it. And Caitlin Clark said, her specific words, she said that it's unrealistic that you could compare the NBA and the WNBA to the NBA. It's unrealistic, and especially when it comes down to the pay discrepancies. You can't do that at all. And for the fact of the matter is that it's no comparison. See, these women in the W want the same pay as men. You're not gonna get that. Hell, you don't get that in the ordinary work environment. You don't get that. And then you sitting here talking about, well, we prepared to sit out. But guess what? Everybody's a free agent in 2026. If the Indiana Fever goes on to win the WNBA title this year, you think players on their team gonna sit out? I don't see nobody on the Indiana Fever sitting out. Now, if they sit out, that's on them. But I don't think Caitlin Clark is. And I think that's where they probably hoping that Caitlin Clark sits out. But see, everybody from the owners, from the players in the W, they all counting money that they didn't that is not theirs. Everything generated for this league this year was due to Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. Take a look. So, Caitlin Clark arriving in the WNBA has sparked unprecedented growth with the viewership up to 170% on ESPN. Attendance increased by 17% and merchandise sales soared 756%. Now, here is more detail to break down the view of the numbers. So, the viewership. The WNBA 2024 regular season saw a 170% increase in viewership on ESPN, averaged 1.2 million viewers per game. The Fever opening postseason game against the Kinetic Sun was the most viewed WNBA player game ever across ESPN platform. A record 22 regular season game telecasts averaged over 1 million viewers. The WNBA attract an all-time record for more than 54 million unique viewers across ABC, CBS, ESPN, ESPN2, ION, and NBA TV. So that goes to show you the impact that Caitlin Clark had. That goes to show you why she was must-see TV, because everybody wanted a piece of her. Would you think anybody would have been paying attention on Saturdays and Sundays when college football was going on and NFL was going on to the WNBA? No, those viewerships would have tanked down into the bottom. They probably would have managed over 100-something thousand, but not like a million viewership. You know what I'm saying? If you put Caitlin Clark on any time in the game, she will rival that. Viewership will rival that. Her viewership will rival that because everybody wants to see her. That's the thing about these people they don't understand. Nneka, they want to count money that they didn't even put in. You've been in the league for so long, and all of a sudden Caitlin Clark comes, boom, y'all get a increased growth in your league, and then all of a sudden, we pay us what we deserve. What did you deserve? What do you deserve? So let's look at a quote that Nneka said right here. She said, opting out of the current CBA isn't just about bigger paychecks. It's about claiming our rightful shares of the business we built, improving working conditions, and securing a future where the success we create benefits today, players, and the generation to come. So my question is, what did you build? What did you build, Nneka? Because for me, you didn't build anything. The players that came into the league in the beginning built the league up for you to come into the league to help carry to the league to another plateau, which you didn't do that. You didn't build anything. You was a participant into the league. Like I said this in one of my other videos, and one of my subscribers, Rosie, Miss Rosie, if I got it correct, she said that I'm always coining a phrase. Like I coined facts and stats in one of my videos, and she loved it. And I coined another phrase in one of my videos with Natasha Cloud and called her a rental. So I'm going to coin another phrase in this, is that you're a participant in the league. That means you're participating in help growing the league. You didn't build anything. It's just like if I'm an architect and I have an idea about building a big building or plaza or whatever, then you're a worker. You're a participant to help build that. You know what I'm saying? Help put everything together like bricks, grass, cement, whatever. You're a participant to materialize what's going into this building. So you're a participant into the league to you're supposed to help the league grow, which you didn't. You didn't really build anything. Because if you build anything, then it would be a whole different thing. Like I said, Diana Taurasi been in there 20 years. Maya Moore been there. Won 4 titles. Candace Parker been there. You see what I'm saying? These women that I just called won titles in this league, and the league still could not grow with them names there. All of a sudden, Caitlin Clark comes, and the league take off like a skyrocket. Like I just illustrated in the video before, that Deesdan Carrington and Angel Reese sitting there and say, "Oh well." Like, see, Angel Reese gonna be good if they sit out because she got endorsements. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. But Caitlin Clark is not gonna go for that. She's not gonna go for a sit out. Because really, you think that if you gonna get her on your side to sit out to pull leverage, then you're crazy. Y'all still have to pay whatever y'all still in debt with the NBA. I had a chart. Man, I wish I had this chart because I had it. And it broke down the percentage that the players will probably be getting. Like, I think it's 21%. And they might not even get that. They might get half of that. They might get 15. They might get 18. Who knows? But Nneka say, well, it's not about bigger paychecks. But then that's something you need to go around and tell your counterparts to stop talking about pay us what we want. First of all, Natasha Cloud, you're 33 years old. You've been in the league for a minute. What you deserve. I don't dispute that these women should get a bump in pay, but not on the same stratosphere of the NBA. Pay them. Get them a increase a bump and say, hey, look, we revisit this in the next 5 years. If the league continues to grow the way it did last year, then we could talk about other things. But just because you get a new CBA and you think you're gonna get everything into that CBA, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all because these owners is not gonna go for it. And one content creator said that the only way it's going to happen, get rid of the salary cap. Well, guess what? That shit is not going to happen either. The salary cap is never going to go away in no sports because that's the way to control the players. And if you don't have a salary cap, then these players will run crazy over the league. You see the thing about it is the NBA, with a collective bargaining agreement, the players have more freedom. The NBA, these players don't. The WNBA, these players do not have the leverage or the freedom to do what they do because the league is not that big enough to do that. If you had 20-something teams, more than double the players that you have now, then it could be a different topic. But you don't have that. You only have 13 teams. Trying to get bigger with 13, 2 next year. Then all of a sudden now you might have another one that's about 14 teams. Then you take about growing the game more with more games. You're going from 40 to 44 this year. You might go to 50 to 55 in the future. As the league continues to grow, get bigger and better, then you could talk about more. The money will come, the stuff will come, all the amenities for these arenas will come. you'll be able to not just play in small arenas. You could just naturally start going and scheduling playing in WNBA arenas and stuff like that. Say, hey, we about to have this. You got Paige, you got Juju, you got Hannah, you got Laura Betts, you got all of these players that's about to be coming in the league. Whether they make more money than the current rookies, I don't think so. I think it's all going to increase on the same level field for the rookies, because Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston still on their rookie deal. Angel Reese is still on hers, Camilla, all of them. I think they will get an increase on their rookie deal, and then the rookies will come in being on the same trajectory scale with them. So far, I don't think they're going to come in and make more on their deal, maybe later on down the line. But by that time, Juju will come out probably next year, then whatever the case might be. But you got to be realistic of what you're talking about. So let me finish going through this real quick, because I just want people to understand that this is not going to go the way that these ladies think it's going to go the way. And sitting now is going to cost them more than what it is. So part 2 to this is that the attendance. The WNBA attendance was increased by 17%. The Indiana Fever featuring Caitlin Clark led the league in attendance, averaging over 17,036 fans per game, the most in WNBA history, which they will break that again. They probably will break that this year, because the addition of the players that they have on the team, championship aspirations, must-see TV, they're going to be on the TV more than anything. The Fever went on from ranking 11th of the 12 teams in attendance to leading the league. So they was at the bottom the previous years and jumped up to number 1, all because of Caitlin Clark. That wasn't the cause of Leah Boston. That wasn't the cause of Kelsey Mitchell. As soon as Caitlin Clark came on the scene, everything jumped up that fast, because she was must-see TV again. All 12 teams showed a total attendance increased by at least 17% last year. And you know why? You know why they all? Because guess what? Caitlin Clark came to town. Caitlin Clark played these teams at least 2 to 3 to 4 times last year. 2 there, 2 here, 2 their home. Excuse me. So you sit there and think that, hey, okay, Caitlin Clark, she did that. So let's go down, talk about merchandise and economical impact. So merchandise sales, the WNBA merchandise sales have increased to 756%. The Fever has seen an 1,193% increase in jersey sales from last year, when team stores transitioned up to 700% in 2023. And that's because she has the number 1 selling jersey in. And you think about this. Think about this for a second. With the addition of Dewana Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sophie Cunningham, who jersey just sold out. Her jersey just sold out. So that increase is going to be even greater this year. And with Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, all of them, all of these jerseys is going to sell. Every bit of the Fever jersey is going to sell. They're going to be number 1 in jersey sales again this year. Now, economical impact. Caitlin Clark was responsible for 26.5% of WNBA economical activity for the 2024 season, including attendance, merchandise sales, and television. 1 of every 6 tickets sold at the WNBA arena last year could be contributed to Clark. The WNBA was able to deliver $136 million in sponsor media value during the 2024 regular season, largely due to Clark. So again, if anything, this is all Caitlin Clark's money doing. This is not the league. This is not Nneka. This is not BG. This is not Napheesa. This is not Angel Wilson. This is not Angel Reese. This is not Natasha Cloud. None of y'all have done this. None. Everything that I just read off here, y'all have not did that. Caitlin Clark is responsible for 26.5% of the economic activity in WNBA for 2024 season. and y'all talk about leverage. First of all, if anybody got any leverage, it's Caitlin Clark. The fact of the matter is, she needs to be in the meetings. She needs to be the one sitting at the table. She needs to be the one talking. And I guarantee you, she'd get a deal done quicker than they would. They were sitting here talking about sitting out, striking, locking out, whatever the case might be, because you feel like you deserve something. You haven't even generated what I just read off. Did y'all generate that? No, you didn't generate that. You know why? Because you can't. Because you've been in the league so long and you're benefiting off of Caitlin Clark production. If Caitlin Clark didn't come to the league this year and she stayed a fifth year and stayed at Iowa, she still would have been a number one pick this year. She probably would have went to Dallas, or she probably would have went to LA. She probably would have honestly, she probably would have still ended up with the Fever. The Fever probably would have sucked again. They probably would have had the number one pick again. So I'm just telling you, let's stop this notion of thinking that y'all have leverage when y'all don't. Y'all have fake leverage. Y'all are participants in a league that has not been going anywhere for years. And if you think that you're gonna sit out, well, guess what? The WNBA has a plan for that. They will replace y'all. As many players sit out, they will have players coming in, and the league will continue to start in 2026. The league will not be on hold in 2026. The players, because see, the thing about it, one thing you don't understand about what I just illustrated in the beginning of this video is that you don't have enough teams. You're not big enough to have a sit out, because there are players that could come in and replace you until y'all decide to say, okay, let's make a deal, whatever the case might be. Because once y'all realize that if y'all decide to sit out and the league say, okay, well, guess what? Let's call some players from overseas. Let's call some players who didn't get drafted last year. Let's call some players to take replace them players. And then while y'all sitting out and this league is running and they still generating money, then y'all gonna look like fools. Well, oh wait, what's Cheryl Miller say? Big dummies. So I'm just telling you, it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. And if you think it is, y'all gonna come up losers at the end. I advise y'all to go into these meetings with a clear head and a reasonable, attentive plan to get a deal done. But y'all counting Caitlin Clark's money. She generated all of this for y'all. And y'all still don't even appreciate what she has done for y'all, because y'all greedy, selfish, envy, jealous. Can't think anymore right now, but you get the ticket. So like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, Live Wire Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.